So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. We're starting our transplanting today. We've already cleared out our porch so we can put our peppers out there. I am using basically some lessons that I learned from the last 2 years. Our first year, our peppers did really well on our porch. But last year when we kept bringing them out to the spot where we put other things, they didn't do as well. We didn't get as much of a harvest. Now there could have been other things involved as well. We had a lot of problems last year. But since they did well on the porch, we're going to be putting them out on the porch, and we've already set our 2 previous containers that you saw. The long boxes already are out there. Right now my son is cleaning up crates for me to transplant some more peppers, and I'm going to get started on filling these with dirt and getting transplanting done. So I will be back shortly after we have at least the peppers transplanted, because I already have a video showing how I do that. But we will come back soon, and I will be transplanting some of my squash as well, and I want to show you guys some of the things that I use for that. So we'll be back in a few. Look who's watching me work. It's Gambit the garden kitty. He's always in my garden when I'm working. Alright, I am almost done with my peppers. And here are all of our pepper boxes on our porch. It's supposed to rain today, and since the boxes do not have drainage holes, we do not let them sit outside in the rain. But where we have blank spaces, we have new seed in for the most part. If you see a little if you see a little label, a little white label, I can talk. I know what I'm talking about. If you see a little white label, that's where I have fresh seed in. It is kind of late in the season, but you know, we had a lot of stuff that just did not start up, and I'm going to take you all outside, and hopefully this lovely little duck family isn't gone. These guys come through all the time. But anyway, that's where we keep we're going to start keeping our peppers at night and when it's raining really seriously outside. Again, back in a few. Gambit has moved position, but he's still where he could watch me do the garden. Looky at the avocados. Looking so good. We have ducklings and geese all over the place. And the ducklings like to come through my yard area, and the mamas take them to the back where there is a pond, and then they come back up this way. I think up this way is her nesting area somewhere. But there she is, taking her babies on the way. Aren't they cute? Yes, I am making this video a little longer than usual, but aren't they cute? She's like, get going, we're going. They're adorable. Alrighty, so welcome back. You'll have to ignore the post. This holds up part of our overhang here. So last year, I gotta go down a little lower. I'm actually sitting on something a little higher than I was last time. So last year, I bought 3 types of crates and some wire. And the crates, well, I should say I actually bought 5 types of crates, and you'll see why in a minute. So I bought these, and these were about $3, I think. I bought these. I used these for herbs. Unfortunately, I can't seem to keep herbs alive yet. I'm doing better with everything else, but my herbs die every time. Take that back and put that inside the other one. And I bought this big puppy. You can't see it, but it says zucchini. Now, each of these had this one and the smaller one didn't have holes, so I had to drill my own drainage holes. And because it gets really wet sometimes, I had to get another size for each of them to hold if I had to bring them inside the house. So I've got this that I can rest this inside the house if I need to. And then I also bought, move those over. I also bought some like wire fencing kind of stuff. Now this is one thing I probably would do differently if I figured it out. But I think if I did this and I had the money to do it the right right way, I would have gotten it with some sort of plastic over it to make it easier to handle, because it's very pokey. Come over here, honey. Hand me that one right there. This one. But they have worked very well for what I want. So I got rolls of them. This one I think is about 5 feet tall. I got rolls of them and I put them inside the crates. And the ones with holes are for my vine growers to wind around. The holes give them a place to go through. But like I said, because these are very sharp, you can get cut very easily. And I would actually, if I had the money to do it again, I would probably try to find something that had some sort of plastic or was pre-made or something like that. Although when I was running around, I didn't see anything, because I think I actually was trying to look for something a little safer than just poking my fingers on these things. So this one is for my vine climbers, like my cucumbers and yellow squash and stuff like that. Christoph, take this one, move it over, and hand me the other one. And then I have a bunch of them like this that I do not manipulate other than to do the folds, so that my tomatoes can grow in around them on. These strings up here, I don't know if you can see them, but I have strings at the top. These strings helped hold the tomatoes up against it so that they wouldn't fall over. Today my son and I are going to install one of these in front of you, and then we're going to get the rest set up, and the next thing you'll see is hopefully a completely transplanted garden. So let's get these set up. Alrighty, Christoph, give me this crate right here. Alright, so the first thing we do is we put this inside the crate, because the thing is, you want the dirt around it. So I put you want the dirt to help make it stable on the bottom. So I put it inside the crate. Like I said, for all of these I have already drilled my own holes. These also have, like the big zucchini one, these also have a slightly bigger tub. Between the two, this one and the small one, to hold the water when I have to take it in the house, I think the total was about $6 total. Alright, so we're going to do that, and then my son is going to bring me my dirt. Bring me my dirt. I have to open this one up a bit. So while he brings me my dirt, I'm going to manipulate this to open up a bit, just to make it easier for me, because, yeah, alrighty, there we go. Open, open, open. And that was one of the nice things about this. Although, like I said, if I had something with plastic on it, it would be easier, because I wouldn't be poking myself with it. What I probably do every year is probably just move some of them down like that, so that this part isn't. But regardless, they work. It's very cheap. I got 2 rolls of these. I got this one, and then I got one that's a little shorter. The shorter one worked really well for some of my, like my red cherry tomatoes and stuff. Anyway, so inside this I'm going to put my black cherries, I think. But first, I need to fill the crate with dirt, and that's going to take a little bit. So let's get started on that. I'll come back when I'm done with my dirt. Okay, so there is the crate full of dirt. Well, I am scanting the dirt a little bit this year just because of affordability. I have spent $80 on dirt so far, and I suspect I'm going to have to get one more bag. Actually, no, I take that back. The ones I just bought, the 3 I just bought, because they gave me 50% off on one of them, reasons, the bag had a hole in it, was $40. So I've actually spent about $60, I think. Right now I'm going to go ahead and turn you back around so you can see me put in my black cherries. Alrighty, so my son is going to hand me my tomatoes. Christoph, you're going to hand me my tomatoes. And And we're going to put black cherries in this because the black cherries really need some space. Really. The tomatoes, those are squash. Put it down. Listen to me. The tomatoes. Thank you. Put them over there. I am really messing up my nails right now. Ah! Alright, so, as you can see, whoa, a number of our tomatoes are really ready for new homes. So, we're going to take care of that for them. Hello, black cherries. Yeah, my yellows are ready to go too. Let go, let go. Alrighty, so look at that baby. He's ready. I have found black cherries to just be the most resilient plants, but I think I keep saying that. Alright, so I'm going to take my little tag and put that down in there, someplace where I can see it. And I'm going to do exactly what I did with my peppers in my last transplanting video. Go around the edges so I can pull this baby up. Hello, baby. I always talk to my plants. My daughter thinks it's hilarious, but I always talk to my plants. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at all that. Look at all that. Roots of galore. It's ready. It's ready. Alright, so I'm going to put this baby in one of the holes. Spaces here. Put it down. There you go. Kind of near, I put it kind of near the fencing so that as it gets taller I can help support it with the things. Alright, and then we're going to turn this around so I can reach the other hole. Make another space. Grab my other black cherry. Oh yeah, he's been needing to get out of there. You can tell from his leaves. He also needs water. This is going to be one happy plant in a minute. So this is going to go back here too. And I can see what it is, kind of. Actually, I can put that up top. Not that I'm going to need it. Once they start doing their thing, they're going to just be amazing. You guys will see. Okay, I will deal with that later. I'll just put it down here for now. There we go, black cherry. And, okay, I put some water in there. And now we're going to do the same thing. Going around the edges. Hello, baby. Hello, 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 hello. Got a nice hole for you. There we go. Pick him up. Again, you can see he's got all his roots ready to go. Put him down in here. Hi. Pile some dirt around him. Give him a bit more support. There we go. And in a little, you know, after they've been in for a little bit, I will probably give them all some more, some Epsom salts. Because Epsom salts help them out. Now, because this one's looking a little wilty because he was dried out, I'm going to go ahead and give these guys a little water. There we go. And now I'm going to show you guys what it looks like inside the container. That's my stack of containers. But there we go. You can see they're inside, each one on each side. They're kind of, people would say they're really close together probably, but I had no problems with them last year doing that. Had lots of problems with my melons and my peppers. I had almost no trouble with my tomatoes, other than, you know, the usual pests. So they are happily in there. And that is how I'm going to do my tomatoes. And in a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and do some more. I'm going to try to go ahead and do a squash next, so you guys can see how I handle that a little bit. And then I'm going to do all my other planting. We're going to put these out, and then I'll show you what everything looks like when we're done. So, again, I will be back shortly. So, unfortunately, my best climbers are not doing too well. So, I'm showing this to you with a sweet dumpling, which is a version of like a butternut type squash, or an acorn squash. And as he gets taller, I'll be able to loop some of his strands around and through the holes. And he'll be able to use these grading holes to put his little streamers out. You'll see it as they grow. But unfortunately, a number of my squash, I waited too long to get the transplanting done, so I'm going to have to start them over. Fortunately, they do grow fairly quickly. So, but he's in, and I'm going to put another one on a different one on the other side. I have a honey nut. This is a sweet dumpling. I have a honey nut I'm going to put on this side, and then we will put those out, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Probably shouldn't put 2 in one crate like that, but I am pretty much, I'm going to be running out of dirt, and they really need the room. If I can get some more dirt, I will separate them later, as long as they haven't started winding too much into the holes. But anyway, so that's that. We're going to go ahead and get to work on getting the rest of these transplanted and into crates, and then I can show you the garden when it's done. So, one more time, we'll be back. So I think it's been at least an hour, but we're finally done, and I managed barely to get to this last little guy. This is my butternut. I love butternut, but I was willing to sacrifice him if I had to. But there he is, all on his side, and there's the rest. So we've got red cherries, and I've got a mini kumato on the other side. And we've got some orange cherries. Let me put that down there. The mini kumato is kind of leaning over. I'm going to have to train him to go upwards in a little bit. I'm going to put one of these various strings. I'm going to put one around him. And then I've got some orange cherries. And here I have a yellow squash. I don't know if it's going to make it, but we'll see what happens. And here we have our honey nut and our sweet dumpling. They look like they need some water, so I'm going to get them some water in a minute. And these are black cherries. These will get big and bushy, you'll see. And these should be romas. Yes, these are smaller romas. Our large romas didn't survive this. We actually have 2 tomatillos. Now, I'm not sure if that one tomatillo is going to make it. If it doesn't, I will have to try to plant another one, because you absolutely have to have 2 tomatillos. Absolutely. And then here we have our honey delights. And theirs. And here is our zucchini next to the mystery plant. And so that's it. I just got to give everybody a little bit of water. They all need some water. But that's it for today. It's a bit longer than usual to show you what we've been doing. Everything is out that I can salvage. The things we didn't manage to make to get into any kind of soil, the Sugar Baby single serving watermelons, I would have had to replant those from scratch. And also my husband's cucumbers, again, would have had to replant those from scratch, and I would need to get another $10 to $15 bag of soil. And right now, $10 or $15 is a little much. So anyway, so we are going to go. I hope you like what you've seen, and I hope that you will come back again. And when you do, bring your cup of tea. We'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye.